Accomplish just showed up and it might make OpenClaw irrelevant. So today we're going to be looking at OpenClaw versus Accomplish, the AI desktop agents head to head. Nobody else is talking about. And OpenClaw is incredible. You know it, I know it, but it has a problem, a massive one. So number one, the security issues. Number two, it takes a lot of memory to run. Number three, it can cost API tokens. And Accomplish just dropped. It was actually previously known as OpenWork. And essentially this does almost everything OpenClaw can do. Automating your files, writing documents, browsing the web for you, except it takes about 2 minutes to set up. You don't need to use command lines. You don't need to use terminal. There's no Docker. There's no headaches. And today we're going to be testing them live. And I'm going to show you if Accomplish is actually better or if this is just hype. Because if this tool does what it promises, you're about to have a fully automated AI assistant running on your computer in the next 10 minutes. So let's find out. So you can see the details right here of Accomplish. The great thing about this is when you're setting up, you can actually just install the app, right? So you don't need to run it through terminal like OpenClaw or anything like that. It's pretty simple and easy to just go ahead with. And once you've done that, it just runs and lives on your laptop. It's kind of like a desktop program, right? So as an example of that, if we go to Accomplish at the bottom here, you can see that we actually told it to create a beautiful website, as you can see. Now, it kind of reminds me of anti-gravity in the way that it uses agents, which I'll show you in a second. And essentially, it can just go off and do stuff for you. It can build projects locally. It can build apps, tools, websites, games. It can run tasks. It can run 24/7 as well on your desktop if you want to as well. So it's pretty easy and simple to set up. As well, it's like, you know, OpenClaw, it breaks a lot. It can break a lot. I mean, for example, 5 minutes ago, we gave it this command inside OpenClaw to use Claude control. And right now you can see that it's still just sort of like got the 3 dots here and we just have to wait and hope that it's not broken, right? Whereas you use something like Accomplish, and Accomplish just gives you the breakdown step by step. So let's pull this up and I'll show you exactly how it works. So this is what it looks like. If you actually want to download the app for it, here's an example. So what you do is you can run like npm install if you want, but the easiest way to do this, you just download the app. And how do you get the app? You just choose, okay, you want it for Mac. And the other thing I would say here is it's a lot easier to set up on Windows as well. I see people commenting on my videos all the time about OpenClaw, like how do you set it up on Windows, blah, blah, blah. I think it is quite tricky to set up on Windows, whereas you can just download the app and then install it. It's a one-click install and then boom, shakalaka, you're good to go. Now, once you've done that, you want to connect your AI. So that's step number 2. And to do that with Accomplish, what you do is you just go over to your settings over here, and then you can go from here and you just plug in your API key, as you can see. Now, you can use Accomplish for free locally, right? And the way that you do that is just go over to Olama, right? So you can use Olama and then you can set this up locally to run inside your settings. You set up the local server URL. That's it, right? And then you connect it here. So you would open up Olama like so. And then from here, you've got Olama running in the background. Make sure that you've got the AI set up. And then you can just connect via the local host URL. I'm going to stick to Anthropic, but if you do want to set up, for example, Olama, you could have multiple AIs if you wanted to, and then you just connect it like so. That means you can actually run it for free. Now, you also see these skill sections. The other thing I would say here versus OpenClaw is that when you're using something like OpenWork, the UI is nicer. It's much easier to use, much easier to get your head around. And you'll see later on, like the output's super nice too. And you'll see straight away, you've got Google Sheets, download files, Git commit, code review, and web research all enabled automatically, which is great. You can also set up voice input if you plug in your 11 Labs API key. That just means you can use like speech input. And I assume as well, you can probably get speech output using that as well. And then you can set up MCP connectors over here, right? So you've got providers, pretty much every single API you can imagine. You've got skills, you can run it for free with Llama, you got connectors, you got voice input, and that's basically how it works, right? Let's have a look what we got inside the questions here. Is it the same as make.com? No, make.com I have not used for a long time. Honestly, I think like, you know, you go back a couple of years ago, make.com was awesome. It was kind of up there with NA10 and that sort of thing. But, you know, since OpenClaw came out, since anti-gravity came out, since stuff like Accomplish is so easy to set up, why would you use something like make.com, right? Because you can set up these automations with OpenClaw like really easily, or even just Claude Code, and that's going to be a lot more chill than doing some of this other stuff. Let's see what else we got here. Did you create a new email and Apple ID to run OpenClaw? No, you don't need to unless you do want it to send emails. Honestly, for me, I keep OpenClaw away from emails just because I think like that's an easy way for someone to get access to my OpenClaw, which I don't want, right? So I just keep it away from emails. But yeah, if you wanted to get it connected to emails, a safer way to do it is to create a separate email for OpenClaw rather than giving it access to your main emails. If you give it access to your main emails, like it could accidentally delete emails, or you know someone could email it and try and prompt inject it. So I don't recommend any of that stuff. Now, what you're also going to see over here is you'll see this Chrome browser for the project that we created. Now, why is that important? You'll see because it's got this border around it, right? And this border essentially means the agent is controlling the browser and testing out and previewing the actual document before it uses it, right? So if we say build out a website, it'll actually open it up inside a Chrome browser, test it out, make sure it's good, and then send it over. And the actual website itself looks beautiful. Now, how has this been done? What is happening here? Well, essentially you can have new tasks, and this is the other cool thing, is like it's kind of like Agent Zero, where you can have multiple chats across the left hand side, and then you've got, like, you can say, for example, build a beautiful website for the AI Profit Boardroom, our AI automation community. We've added in the text of what we want to create, and then it took a few minutes and we had to allow a few permissions. So you can see that we did basically 31 by 7:32 it created the plan, and then by 7:35, so within 5 minutes, it had already opened up the landing page in a default browser, right? It started using browser actions to test it, navigate it, etc. So that by 7:35, 5 minutes later, after giving it the prompt, the website was ready to go. We can preview it here as well. So we've got a local file URL. I don't know if that's going to work inside the. Yeah, it does. Look at that, right? So that's the whole website that the AI created right here. Now, if we connected our personal Netlify token to Accomplish, or if we just gave it the MCP for Netlify as well, then it could actually publish to a subdomain as well.